Well, hello, my beautifuls. Hope you are well wherever you may be. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're all healing. Hope you're getting good health. Oh my golly, there is so much information in the Nancy Guthrie case. I personally can't even cover it all. That's rare. I've been in true crime online since 2016, had many channels, and those were dedicated to specific case. Like, that's all that channel covered. But anyway, okay. Waffles. And I'm not talking breakfast. I'm talking waffling by the sheriff. He's getting called out by Megan. Oh my golly, she like laid it out there. I'm 100% in agreement. Until the cuffs are slapped on, everybody's a suspect. Period. You gotta know who did it, and you gotta know if they're connected. Were they paid to do it? Also, we're going to be talking about connections. There are possible, we have not tracked it down yet, but we're getting oh so close to tracking down possible connection between, oh my gosh, this is how the dominoes go. So if you look at, I don't even know how to explain it. So there's Luke, okay, Luke Daly, D-A-L-E-Y. was detained on Friday the 13th, right? That says something for me. But anyway, he gets detained. His family's home gets raided where he lives. They're all released, but not his vehicle. His vehicle is towed into evidence, impounded. As far as I know, that's where it still is being processed. We go, what the hell, you released everybody, it's a big nothing burger. Turns out they're like, well, we wouldn't say that yet. Came from Brian Inton, right? Remember that? All right, so we're all like, oh. So we start digging. And come to find out, there's some very interesting things that, oh my golly, I'm just going to have to show you. So we have not Annie Guthrie's book, which, yes, she has a book, and I think it's something about darkness. I've already researched it, and I can't retain the information, so it must not have been interesting. Just saying. I will probably dig back into that book. I may even get the audiobook and listen to it. However, I am going to be talking today about our beautiful Savannah's book and how there was a targeted kidnapping, like kid thing with family pretending, and it involved Nancy. Well, that's all in here. But then it's who, the name of the person that, and they're innocent, but everybody's like, is this person related to Kayla Day? Who the hell is Kayla Day? We got to get into all this. And then we're going to, look at this Luke Daly one more time. I have something more to show you on a face analysis that has me stunned. Just can't wait to show you that. The sheriff allegedly went and gave an interview to Brian Inton. Brian Inton literally came out of the interview and felt off. I don't know what all was said in that interview. I haven't seen it yet, but it was like Brian Inton said, I have questions. And the sheriff was like, Sheriff Nano was like, oh, and I got questions for you. I don't know what happened. I'm just letting you know now. I have no information on it. I'm just letting you know. Don't mess with Brian Inton. We love Brian Inton. He's done nothing wrong. And Sheriff Nanu, it almost shows through, proof in the pudding that you may be that vindictive sheriff that everybody else that's been talking about you is saying. If you're going to attack Brian Inton. Now, I don't know if it was an attack. I don't know how he was treated. I just know I watched Brian Inton after he had just done that interview with the sheriff, and he was like, I feel like I'm in a different world. Like he was shaken a little. And so that upset me because you don't mess with Brian. Just saying. Now, the other thing we're going to talk about is I did find Luke Daly does have a tattoo, something all of you have been asking me. I don't know how that applies. If you think you're seeing a tattoo somewhere on the wrist, I don't know. But I found that. As well as, you don't want to miss the very last thing that I share with you. And this is absolutely something that I'm like gobsmacked. The guy is actually a comedian, but he also talks politics straight up, which I'm not political, but I investigate crime. And the timing of the exact time that Nancy Guthrie was abducted, it goes right along with something very specific happening in the Epsom salt files. And yes, YouTube censors, so it's the Epsom salt files here. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And in the Epsom salt files, there is some investigation to a very important person. I'm going to show you all that because he just lays it out flat and like what a lot of you have been talking about now. He lays it out in like a minute and a half. And I'm like, holy crap. So a lot to go over. As I said, welcome to 1111 True Crime. You are very welcome here and safe. You can express yourself, treat everybody respectful. We are a very loving family here, a huge community of caring people, and we care about Nancy Guthrie. We want the truth. We want Nancy Guthrie home now. Period. TMZ reporting, you guys. Gonna get into that. Let me say hello to a few people. If you are on the live, I just want to welcome you in the door. Feel free to share your thoughts. Make sure you use community guidelines, which is PG, right? Try to avoid politics and all that, because we're just here to look at the crime part. I'm not a Democrat or Republican or a liberal. I am here to save the children on this planet and the elderly and those that are vulnerable. We are the voices for the voiceless, period. I don't care what your political stance is. If you're in trouble, you're a victim. We're here for you. Enough said. So, if you're in my replay crew, I want to say thank you humbly for staying tuned and always watching and supporting this channel with the likes and the hypes, because you can do that on replay, and the subscription. You guys are just pushing the channel through the top. I appreciate it. So, welcome everybody. Hi, Jamie Graham and Lala Smudger. Good to see you, Jennyville. Dee Dee Jones, welcome, lovely. Barbder, you made a live. Good to see you. Someone said Luke Daly car taken, allegedly his wife in jail. His wife, niece of Nancy Guthrie. You kind of got it, but you got it all kind of swirled up. Number one, he's not married to her, so it's not a wife. Number two, it was the second car taken. Luke Daly has had, well, I can't say directly him. One car he was driving was a Range Rover, and that was towed right out of the Culver's parking lot, and it had dealer plates on it because he purchased the car. I've still got the date in my notes. On January 23rd, 26. He had just got that like 8 days before Nancy Guthrie goes missing. Interesting. Next, and that would make sense. 8 days, you may have dealers' temporary plates on it where you bought it from, right? A lot of people are very curious about Zach, because we can't say his name, so we call him Zach, because it's like Xavier, blah, 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 blah. So it's Zach. Anyway, he's the car dealer owner. His address checks out to that place. A lot of people are very suspicious of him. But in all this, there was another car, and it was sitting. Let me see if I still have that file. Yes, I do. Let's go over. It was sitting at Luke Daly's home, where his mother and brother live. Matthew, his little brother. And this car got towed. Now, we don't know. Did it get towed to repair? Like, did they tow it themselves in to get it fixed? And we're just all jumping? Or was it also a warrant and it was seized? Very interesting. Also, remember, Dolly Vision saw a hit and run. They're still looking for that person. They claim that it's a navy blue Elantra that did this, but how do we know? We weren't there. Maybe it's this other car. Who knows? There's a lot of stuff. Dealer plates are good for 1 month after purchase, right, Lala? Lynette, hello. Lynette Klump, welcome back. This whole situation sounds like a bad movie coming out of Hollywood. Okay, so at the very end of this video, or live, I'm going to share something with you, like I said, that's going to leave you gobsmacked. Because, like, this dude, he puts it out there right in your face. And the timing, what? And the connections, what? Factual connections. Very interesting. What is on the wheels on that car? That is the hubcap. It's supposed to look cool. Gulf of who knows where is nice today. Gulf of... Wow, James, sorry. I don't know what you're seeing, lovely. You want 100%. You have Mama D. She's 100. I don't ever leave you. I'm truly authentic. Been here a long time. I never have played by anybody else's rule book. So you're going to hear it. You're going to hear it all. Dahlia's video, but was made to take the video down. Jamie, he wasn't made to take the video down. He literally phoned PJ and said, get that video down in respect of the victim and their family, because he didn't know what he was coming up on. So, all right, you guys, let's get up to the top and try to unwind this mess. So let's start off with on target. Guess what? We got the waffle sheriff, as I talked about in the beginning, saying, you know, no one's cleared. And then making a printed in words, like using words in print, like hard copy, that all of the family are cleared, including their spouses. Very next day, he gets interviewed by several people, and he makes it abundantly clear that no one's clear, and he even says it that way. He's like, no one's clear. Y'all, I'm just saying, the feds have not cleared anyone. Till the cuffs come on, I'm certainly not going to, Amputee, thank you, my lovely, for sending 5 beautiful private eye memberships. That is so kind of you. Greatly appreciate that. Who else did that? Let me see. Jennyville. Whoa, Jennyville. You guys are so kind and generous, and I appreciate you. Thank you for bringing more people into the PIs. As you know, unlike any other channel in the world, we go live with our PIs, we let them ask the questions, and we not only give the voice back to the voiceless that are victims, we give the voice to you, and you get to ask the questions as private eyes. So that's awesome. Yes, amputee. Thank you, Jennyville. Appreciate you guys. You say welcome to the new members, private eyes, right? I like Mutimus. Yeah. Well, we finally got snow again today. We were heating up there, and then where we heated up, the drier my hair got, and so I was like, I gotta plaster it to my head. Now today we got snow. It's okay. It's not so freezy. Wishy-washy. He's a waffle. Sheriff Waffle House. Tina says he is wishy-washy. Oh, I totally get that. Tatula 777 and 7. I like that. Said, I'm wondering. Nancy wore her wedding ring. I had never thought of this. You don't always take wedding rings off, so I'd want media to share all photos of that ring and print it out on photos to all pawn shops. Oh, you get the goat. You get the goat. Double goats. Instead of wasting the gumshoe, as they called it, I don't even know what the hell that means, work of going to all these... Whoops, I better put the goat down before I start squeezing with the goat. And going to legal gun shops and being like, have you had any criminals come in? We have some names. Do you see their face? Do you know who they are? Anybody here know who these people are? When a criminal, number one, can buy ammo at any gun show, can buy ammo online, I believe, can buy ammo at Walmart. Okay, this guy likes Wally World. Have you been checking? You've identified the gun in the holster. Have you went through Wally World to find out if that's where he bought the hell, at this point, did the man buy the gun at Walmart? Okay? So if you're looking and wasting all this time to every gun shop in Arizona or Tucson, all right, looking for an illegal criminal that's going to commit a national-wide crime, and believe me, if they knew who Nancy was, they knew this was going to blow wide open, like national. It's not like some little missing kid that's up on a mountain, beautiful, innocent child that goes missing from a bad family, and it just so happened that it took off like wildfire. No, this is a famous person's mother, like the heart of America's grandma. So this person, if they've done any research whatsoever, knew this was going to blow up. So you think they're so dumb, which I will admit, they used flowers out of the thing there to tickle the camera. Some people are saying, like Ashley Banfield, maybe he's trying to the camera off from the hook by the vines, because that is hard to break. That might be why he tested it. He was like, are they strong enough? Have you ever tried to break one or two of those vines when you're gardening? You can't do it. So he grabbed a handful, so it's like the best way actually to use it. If you have that little space between the bracket that holds the camera on, you could probably pop it, right? Pop. Then it falls. That's the little glass that's sprinkled over the blood. Interesting, right? Over the blood. Flowers over the blood. So at what point did Nancy get out of that house? Was she on camera, on that camera? If the blood is there, and I'm hearing rumors that the blood was beneath the flowers. Like there was no blood on the remnants of brush. Okay? So anyway, you'd think this guy is so dumb, which he may be, but I think he's a Walmart shopper. He likes the Walmart special. Looks like he got you can get online from Walmart that same mask. You can get the holster, you can get the gun. It's like he walked in there and was like, let me get a kill kit. Okay, I said it. And so why go to all these gun places asking if this person that's going to commit a major freaking crime is going to make sure that the feds have all the registration of the weapon he bought? It doesn't work for me. So why not take that time and do just like Tula says, and start going to the pawn shops looking for wedding rings. I mean, it's worth a shot. That was an excellent comment. Let's get into this. Are Tommaso and Annie still suspects? Or are they really cleared? Well, in my book, no one's cleared until the cuffs are on, and even then, I've got questions. And that's exactly what our beautiful Megan says. Let's give a listen to Megan Kelly.
You is that the sheriff all along has said no one's been ruled out. No one's been ruled out. No one's been ruled out. And while he's been saying that, he towed the sister-in-law's car and impounded it into evidence. He sent, and so did the FBI, law enforcement agents to the sister and the brother-in-law's house over and over and over, including in the middle of the night where they kept the lights out and took pictures at 10:30 a.m. and then again they went one other time overnight. Why did they do all that? They didn't do all that at Nancy Guthrie's neighbor's home, and where Annie Guthrie and Tomas, her husband, live is not the crime scene. So why were they doing all of that investigative work inside of their home if they are not at least considering one or both of them as having had something to do with Nancy's disappearance? All this dovetails with what a reporter here, 20-year crime reporter, very well respected, Ashley Banfield, reported, which was on day 3 of the investigation. A senior law enforcement source who she said she trusts implicitly, has impeccable credentials, told her that Tomas, who is Nancy Guthrie's son-in-law, or Savannah Guthrie's brother-in-law, may be the prime suspect. And when she got a storm raining down on her for reporting that, day after day after day, her source said, "You're on the target. Don't worry.
You're on the target. Don't worry." And yes, I think, Lala, you were hearing ticking. I had left my dryer on, and I had a light windbreaker or jacket in there, and the zipper was hitting tick, 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 tick. So I jumped up and went and stopped the dryer. I usually don't leave the dryer running when I'm live, and I just totally forgot, because this case has really, I've become obsessed and try to get the housework done and watch everything, and I'm just overlapping stuff. So yeah, on target. You're on target. Keep doing what you're doing. I don't think they're cleared at all. I really, really don't. What are your thoughts? Who's Zoo 111? Hi all. Mine's ticking too, like a mobile, too close to electrics years ago. Oh no, I hope it stops. Megan giving me Jeffro's sister vibes. I don't even know what you mean. Best way to describe the feedback. Whozo? Feedback. It's still ticking? I can see it ticking. Hold on. I can see it on my mic. It's going, but I can't hear it. Hold on. I think that you guys are picking up my grandfather clock, to be honest. That or we may go boom in a minute and I didn't know it. Is it the mic? No. Maybe it's the mic. I don't know. No. I have nothing running. You hear it too, MPT? No, I have nothing running. Nothing but my light, my camera, and me. White noise. Okay, let me try doing this. Is that worse or better? It stopped, it's better, it quit now? I don't know, y'all. It's gone now. It stopped. When you picked up the headset, it stopped. Okay, my headset may be too close to the mic. All right, let's get the mic and the headset. See, my headset sits on this, and I think it was sitting too close to the mic. It stopped. Thank you for telling me. Okay, let's get on with it. Sorry for all of you on replay. Skip ahead till now. Yeah. It stopped. It's better. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right, back on the Nancy Guthrie case. Nikki says I have to deny. How do you say that? I can't even say that word. Where you get to, you thought it was words. Bingo, gone. All right, it was. Thank you for telling me. All right, back on the. Let's clear the energy. I'll get a drink. We'll start back into this. EMF noise. I have nothing running. I thought it was my dryer. That's right, Castle. I never believed anyone is cleared. Me either. And so, when we get back into the Nancy Guthrie case, we're looking at Tommaso and Annie. None of us are saying they are the ones that did it. We are saying that we're suspicious, right? They towed Annie's vehicle. They were in Annie and Tommaso's house, And they were at night with the lights off photographing what appeared to be luminol photographs. They've got feds going door to door, neighbor to neighbor, all over that neighborhood. You all saw it. I saw it. I don't think it's a far leap to think that they obviously are interested in something that direction. Right?
Now, I had similar
Let's go back.
Reporting that I offered based on my...
Now I got no sound on. Okay.
I don't think Ashley Banfield is a nut. That
Hold
doesn't
on.
mean that this guy did it, and it doesn't mean he's their only possible suspect. But her person said may be the prime, and mine basically said feel free to stay on him. Okay? So that's where we were coming into this week with the sheriff having said over and over, no one's cleared, no one's cleared, no one's cleared. But be nice to the family. Don't be so mean, social media. Some of these people are victims. Now, the sheriff has a couple motivations. Let's say he actually does think the brother-in-law is a suspect. He wants him to continue cooperating with him. He does not want him to lawyer up.
That was exactly what I said. He wants to keep his enemies closer. They are related, says Casey. I'm getting similar readings on my true crime deck. Well, very cool. All right, you guys, listen to the rest of this. This is actually very much how I feel. I have a lot of respect for Megyn Kelly and the way that she is clearing the air a little here, right?
You is that the sheriff all along has said no one's been ruled out. No one's been ruled out. No one's been ruled out. And while he's been saying that, he towed the sister-in-law's car and impounded it into evidence. He sent, and so did the FBI, law enforcement agents to the sister and the brother-in-law's house over and over and over, including in the middle of the night where they kept the lights out and took pictures at 10:30 a.m. and then again they went one other time overnight. Why did they do all that? They didn't do all that at Nancy Guthrie's neighbor's home. And where Annie Guthrie and Tomas, her husband, live is not the crime scene. So why were they doing all of that investigative work inside of their home if they are not at least considering one or both of them as having had something to do with Nancy's disappearance? All this.
All right, so I want to come up here. Where did the person write it? Right here. Katie says no one named Kayla involved in this. The only way that you would possibly know that is if you were there and know the real people. You have to know who the real people are to exclude people. And that is the exact point I'm making with the sheriff. Unless the sheriff and the FBI together know who did this, you cannot rule out others. You just can't do it. So just like this, you can't say, Kayla, no one named Kayla involved in this. You have no idea, no more than we do, unless you were there and you're involved, right? Jamie Graham says, great point, pretend you're for them. Take the heat off to get them chattering. You don't want them to lawyer up. Spilled Paint says, I just spit your name, I'm sorry. All over myself. You said, I sent Brian in to ask about Annie's vehicle to see if it's been released and returned to her. Hopefully he can find out. He's such an awesome reporter. Well, thank you, lovely. Appreciate you sharing that. Yeah, he could have had the gun for months or years. That's right. He could have picked the gun up the night before on the side street in the alley. Linda says, Kayla is in jail right now for warrants for rugs. No bond yet. Katie, you know this 100%. You working on the case? Nikki. Yo, working on the case? That's right, Lala. Oh, you guys crack me up. D.D. Jones, what the camera footage looked like to me is that the person covered the camera and was going to knock on the door. I believe Nancy knew the person. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Deborah Durr, I had heard that when Tommaso was asked to do a polygraph, he declined one. Why would he deny doing that? I also heard that rumor too. Absolutely did hear that. Bunch of people were involved. I believe that too, Casey. I believe this is a conspiracy. I really, really do believe this is a conspiracy. Hey, Tickety Boo! I haven't seen you in a long time. Hot minute, huh? Good to see you. What's the odds of U.S. sent in Special Forces same time line to supposedly train the Mexican team? I don't even know about that. How did, Dee says, how did the person who was allegedly arrested for sending the fake ransom contact Annie? Boy, my hair is doing some weird stuff. Yeah, by phone, I thought. I don't know, but they got him. Okay. Let's talk about this for a minute. So this is the rumor. This person commented on my reading, are Luke and Kayla involved in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie? And this person commented saying Kayla is supposedly Terry Day's daughter. Let's get into that. Kayla is supposedly Terry Day's daughter. Terry is noted as a cousin in Annie Guthrie's book, The Good Dark. There it is, I knew it was about dark. Stating that Terry liked to play kidnapping games as a child with Savannah and Annie, so Kayla knows Nancy. So, it was not Annie Guthrie's book. Not at all. It actually is in a book by Savannah Guthrie. It's this book right here. And it says Mostly What God Does. Mostly What God Does, Reflections on Seeking and Finding His Love Everywhere. So this is the book. It is Savannah Guthrie. And this is the interesting thing. This person was right about this kidnapping story involving Nancy. It was a game that they used to play as children with Savannah and Annie. So how intriguing. Then we're going to go deeper into, is this Terry connected to Kayla Day?
This woman, I don't know, flagged that Savannah's book, which was released in February of 2024, discussed a game she used to play as a kid with her cousin, and it was a kidnapping game involving Nancy.
It was a kidnapping game involving Savannah's mother, Nancy. It was a game they played. It also involved Annie.
So we pulled the audio that Savannah did of her book. In it, you're going to hear her talk about her cousin Terry, who was, she said, like an aunt to her growing up. Terry's 20 years older than Savannah, so Terry would be 74 right now. But listen to this.
About once a year in the summertime, Cousin Terry orchestrated a kidnapping of my sister and me. It went down like this. The cousins would visit for a few days at our house in Tucson, and then, on the morning they were to leave, Terry would wake us up early, shushing us in the pre-dawn darkness as we made our escape. We would all pile into her rickety station wagon and head north, the sky streaking with bright oranges and pinks as the sun rose over the colorless desert landscape. Somewhere between Phoenix and Tucson, Terry would make a pit stop and let Annie and me call home at a payphone. "Mom, Cousin Terry kidnapped us to take us to her house." My mother would feign shock, protest how terribly she would miss us, then assure us she'd drive up to retrieve us in a few days.
Jonathan, that is just eerie. It's eerie. She released that in 2024, talking about kidnapping and her mom and her sister and Savannah, a cousin. I don't know about Cousin Terry. I'm not sure whether Cousin Terry is still in the picture or what, but I'm not suggesting Cousin Terry is behind this, but I'm suggesting that just the mere discussion of kidnapping amongst the Guthrie family.
Okay, so who is Terry? Well, it's not Terry Day. It's not Terry Day because there's the name of, and the name of the person is Stouffer. This is an actual right clip out of the book, and it names who this is. It says, when I was about 10 or so, I went to stay at my cousin's house for a week. They lived in another land, Phoenix, about a 2-hour drive north from my hometown of Tucson, Arizona. My first cousin, Terry Stauffer, is my father's niece, okay? But we are about 20 years apart, so she was always more like an aunt to me. So it'd be like second cousin, Terry Stauffer. And it mentions niece, my father's niece. So now you can see where we're getting like the telephone game going on, that Terry Stauffer is somehow, they've twisted something. But the question is, then as we progress on, and I want to give a big shout out, I enjoy this program, Sleuth Intuition. Please give his channel lots of love and appreciation. As you can see, I subscribed, and maybe you would like to do that too. I encourage it. And he posed the question, there's a circulating rumor that Terry Stauffer, also known as Cousin Terry, is Kayla Day's grandmother. Can anyone confirm or verify this relationship? And he and I will go on board with him saying, prove it. Prove it, because this is the closest thing that any of us have come to. And I think this also came off of Sleuth Intuition. And I have been all over both Kyle Gordon and Madeline Day's page. I went back to 2013, and I'm just telling you, I was up half the night looking at this Madeline Day's page. What's interesting is, there's no Kayla Day anymore attached to her friend list or family. But this is weird. On June 10th of 2013, to Kayla Day, Grandma Nancy, surgery Tuesday or Wednesday. So I found that interesting. I looked up this Kyle Gordon, where he has messaged some link to Kayla Day. And he still is living in Tucson. So I do feel it's probably the right Kayla. But this is where I think it got kind of started. This is what was shared on JLR by a gentleman. And I think this is where it got the wires crossed on a thick level, and we have to get to the bottom of it. There may very well be a connection, but the problem is we need to prove it. But this is where I'll just let you listen. Or let me turn it up. Let me see if it's playing for you. Oh, this is that one. You may not even be able to hear it. I've got everything maxed, but it wasn't very loud. Let me mute.
Luke Daly. Let's pull the thing up a minute. Hold on. Luke Daly, who was, of course.
Step back. So
Yeah.
You're good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's saying all that. I don't know if you can hear it. So looking up Luke Daly, he was arrested in 2025. And he was arrested with a female named Kayla Day. Kayla Noel Day. Guess what? This is what he says. She's related to the Guthries. JLR says, I have to vet this. I'm only going by what he says, right? Good reporter, JLR is. How about take my word for it? All right. How about no? How about no? How about I want a hard copy that shows it? No offense to anyone. I'm just not willing to take anybody's word for things. I need to see this so that it makes sense. And he may be right, but we need to keep working on it. So what I'm saying here, you guys, is this. We need to all do our private eye work. We have almost 300 private eyes in our members. You guys are amazing diggers. Like, you research like nobody's business. I'm asking you, and you heard it from Intuition, Sleuth Intuition. Is it Sleuth Intuition or Intuition Sleuth? I want to make sure I say it proper. Sleuth Intuition. That makes more sense anyway. And myself, I will second his request. Can someone please get us the information? Because I dug for hours last night on, oh my gosh, on Kayla Day's page. I went through, I'm just telling you, it was like 3 a.m. when I crawled in bed and I dreamed about the case. So I could use your help. And if there's some information that tracks out and says, yeah, this is Kayla Day, and she's connected to Nancy Guthrie, I would love that hard copy. So this Patricia Darling Getty's Kinney says the house switch was swarmed. I almost said swatted, but swarmed. This was posted on the 14th, on Valentine's Day. Swarmed last night in the Guthrie's case. The property is titled in the names of John Anthony Daly, deceased, and his wife, Mary Chapman Daly. The couple has 2 sons, Luke Daly, 36, Matthew Daly, older brother at 39. I would love to see a picture of him. The mother and the one of the sons were at the house. Nice neighbor with $1 million and up home. Yes, so the neighbor was asked if the woman could stay there while they did what they did, and they were detained last night. The other son was at a restaurant, Culver's, and he and his car were detained, and car was towed, impounded, right? Sheriff said this happened due to a tip. Just so happens that Kayla Day, the one arrested with Luke Daly, had been arrested the night before. So is she the one that put the spotlight? And if she is, she's my hero if he's the one that did it, right? Okay, so that was interesting. And then you probably have seen this, but this is the records here. We have State of Arizona versus I can't talk. State of Arizona versus Luke Daly. This one's interesting. I may have to look into this. Nathaniel Lacaz. I don't know. He has a lot of cases. 2008, 2017, 2017, 2022, 2025, that's with Kayla, and 2013. So he's got quite a criminal history. The one with Kayla, statement of factual grounds for the seizure for forfeit. This was back in May 15th of 25. Marion police officers observed a vehicle driven by Luke Daly driving in the manner consistent with drug trafficking. Kayla Day was a passenger in the car. Officer walked by the vehicle while it was parked in where? Walmart. This guy is a Wally World special away. I kid you not. And it tells you the address, so that right there, I would be looking up 7635 North La Challa in Pima County Walmart to see if that's where all this shit was bought from. How about starting there? He was sitting in the parking lot. Kayla Day's in the passenger seat. This police officer observed drug paraphernalia in plain view in the car. Consequently, the vehicle was searched. Officers found a duffel bag on the passenger seat that held a 9mm AR pistol and a loaded magazine. This guy ain't nothing to mess with. Day had a backpack in her possession that contained a for sale amount of fent pills and 17, strips. Officers also found captioned. I don't know what that means. They found the captioned $1,366, make you holla. Both Daly and Day's cell phones were found to contain messages confirming they were actively involved in drug sales. And Luke Anthony Daly and Kayla Noel Day have been indicted on drug trafficking charges related to the investigation in Pima County Superior Court, case number blah, 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 blah. And here's my thing. It's May of 25. It's not even a year ago. Why are they out here? Why are they out in the public? If this turns out that it's Luke Daly out there and he was already had a weapon that had ammo in it, did he have a license to carry that? And isn't it illegal to carry it loaded or not? I don't know. I don't think so if you have a license. A concealed to carry to conceal, kill to carry. I don't know. All right. Why is he out here? How'd Luke get out? He's got enough to show he was dealing deals. He's got the substance. He's got everything there. Their phones are proving it. And they're out here running around like nobody's business. Okay. Y'all, I'm not letting up. I am not giving up on this because I think this match for me personally, I have nowhere else to go because I'm looking at this masked guy and I'm like, if this isn't him, I'm going to quit my job. Not really. But you know what I'm saying? That's how strongly I feel about it. And so I couldn't let go last night. I kept checking and checking, and I have more to show you on him. Now, here's the deal. I am not saying he's guilty. I'm saying he is so suspicious. Everything about him. He carries a pew-pew and gets busted with it. This guy has a pew-pew. He's sitting in the Walmart parking lot. This guy's bought everything from Walmart. All right. Just trying to get myself together because I get frustrated. I'm very passionate. All right, let's go. Let's do our transparency thing, you guys. I've lined up the mask guy. I'm just going to walk it. I just want you to see why I can't let go. This is Luke Daly. He could be completely innocent. He's innocent until proven in a court of law that he is guilty. And I'll tell you right now, I am not a court of law. I am highly suspicious of, and I rarely say this, I am highly suspicious of this MF. Look at the man. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This. Please tell me you see it. Look. It's just there for me. The shape of the head, the fat little face. Now, just gonna come up here. I got a fat little face too. I'd fill a mask out too. I feel very suspicious that if Annie and Tommaso are involved or anybody else is involved, that they may have paid some low-level thugs to do the job. So there's tiers and levels of the criminals. There's the guy that thinks of the plan, that hires the hit guy. And face it, we challenged yesterday, if this was a real ransom, where's the ransom? Boom, TMZ gets one today. And this one's all like, you do it or it's going to be this horrific, graphic bullshit. Playing right into what we ask for. So, if Nancy Guthrie is really kidnapped, I would like someone to release her. Proof of life. If she's really in ransom, Give us Nancy Guthrie on camera talking to Savannah. Give proof of life. Put it up or shut the hell up. We are over 2 weeks. This poor woman, her life could be in the balance, and we can't take you serious because you're a piece of crap that takes an 84-year-old woman out of bed. If she's really alive, you got proof of it, and you damn sure know you're not going to get paid. You're not getting a damn dime. Nobody's going to listen to you. Nobody gives a crap until you produce. So put up or shut up. That's the way we all feel. At least a lot of us. Because we have no reason to believe you. We get scammed every day on the telephone with some guy going, blah, 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 blah. Your insurance on your camel ran out. And I'm like, I don't own a camel. I'm out in the desert. Right? Dee Dee says, I'm not going to give no credit, but no DNA left or recovered. They are really doing a number because I don't know why she hasn't been found. Perhaps it's because they're looking for unknown DNA. Maybe this isn't unknown DNA. Maybe the DNA is supposed to be there because this person's in her house all the damn time. Could be from Russia, could be from wherever. Kalamazoo. Smudger says, in my opinion, you're spot on. I still think a small plane was hired, taken out of the country, small airfield, a few backhanders, and away you go. Just my opinion. A plane, allegedly, rumor, speculation station. You have arrived. A plane left at 4 a.m. and it's a small little man plane. Wasting more time. Exactly. Send that to the FBI? You think I should? There's more. Get ready for this. I told you I couldn't leave it alone. So let me go back up because I had inspiration. And I was watching Sleuth Intuition, and he did a half split of the face. And I'm like, well, I'm going to try it with what I got. Now, I'm not saying he didn't do a good job. He did. But when I did my half face, I wanted to mark out where the actual mask line is and transition. So I'm taking a little further. Transition that face mask off. That would leave me the exact outline of the masked man's head. Period. So, I might not be able to cast a footprint from here if that's in Arizona. But I can take that mask head, the masked person, and I can outline them and take them away. And I can put that outline up against everybody else and see if that outline fits kind of like the Cinderella shoe. And when I did that, get ready. Are you ready? We're going to take the mask away. As you can see, I was spot on. I took my time off the live. I was up till 4 in the morning with stuff. Anyway, and I drew around here all the way around very carefully. It took me numerous of times to actually capture his shape of the mask. I matched the eyes up exactly with the mask, and then I matched the eyes dots up right there with Luke. Now, are you ready for this? Get ready. The mask is going to go away. What I want to know is, would Luke's head fit exactly with the mask outline? Now remember, his head is turned slightly, so I'm doing the edge of his face. Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. See it with your own eyes, see it with your own eyes. Boom, 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 boom. There ain't another soul that's going to match that mask as good as this guy does. You see it, Mama D, says Lala. Lala says, we see it, Mama D. Dee Dee, perfectly. Boom, shakalaka, boom. Courtney Shane, that doesn't look like the same person. Thank you, lovely, for sharing your thoughts. Kim Kettle said you should watch the Diane report. Arjumand Mall, hello, lovely. I hope they went to Mexico to get her meds. I hope so, too. Oh, to be in a cage? Exactly. I've run these through AI myself. Well, and this ain't AI. This is good old-fashioned. This is it. Jamie says, you did a great job tracing. Thank you, lovely. Linda Beatty says, definitely looks like him. And forgive me if I say your name wrong, but Jean McLaren says, definitely looks like the masked man. Deborah Price says, you are right. It does look like a match exactly. I truly believe it's him, says Maggie. Tina Girl, hello, welcome back, lovely. Do your own part. AMP insurance is all I hear all day long. Abby Wright says, you're amazing. Thank you, sweetheart. MPT says, I'm trying to catch it. Mama D, you nailed it. You guys get it. Spot on. Who's Luke? Thank you, Tammy, for asking Luke. Who is Luke? Timmy is asking who is Luke. All right, so remember on Friday the 13th when all hell broke loose, right? We had the raid go on that they detained the mother and the son, truth train coming through, at a house. At the same time, another guy took off, running from the cops. They pull him over in a traffic stop. His name is Luke. He's driving a Range Rover. He lives at the house that he took off from that they were busting on Friday night. They detain him, his mother, and his brother. They let them all go, but they don't let go of Luke's Range Rover. In fact, they're swabbing it, doing evidence, holding up a curtain. They impound the vehicle for evidence testing. In the meantime, we're all like, oh, the next morning they let him go. It's a nothing burger. Turns out they're all saying, no, we wouldn't call it a nothing burger. So I got to thinking, everybody's like, why would they let him go? Because the same reason that they let kidnappers go if they really think the person has the victim, to lead them back to the victim. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. I think they're tracking him to get him to go back to wherever she is. Lala says, goosebumps. Justin says, same exact guy. Okay, thank you, Tammy. So, another FBI lady said he was high in video, so it might be a user. They detained him, but then let him go. All right. Now, let's jump down here. I told y'all I would show you his tattoo. He has tattoos. I didn't get both arms, but I got one. Well, thank you, Courtney Shane, for subscribing. Mama D, you're the goat. I get the goat. Mama D gets the goat. Oh my golly, I get the goat, y'all. Boom, says Lola. I got the double goat. I never get the goat. Thank you. Positive vibes says, but Luke has criminal past, so DNA would be in the system when they ran the DNA into CODIS. Excuse me, lovely, but that doesn't mean that he left his DNA. Just because he had gloves on. Some see a tiny hole in there. Well, he's double gloved from what I see. So just because they found gloves with unknown male DNA, or they have unknown male DNA in the house, doesn't mean it has a damn thing to do with this crime. And it certainly doesn't clear anyone. At all. Because he was completely masked. He was double gloved. He was padded. He didn't necessarily leave DNA behind to be found. Just saying. Ring on finger. No, I don't see it. Not in this, let me put it this way. He may have a ring, but not on his finger in this picture. A-Y. What does it say? It's backwards. A-Y. Somebody tell me what that says on his arm. You need to give what you found to the FBI. It sure matches. I'm going to. I had to wait till I had it all. And I've got to, what I need to do is I need to make a short little 2-minute video that just shows the transitioning back and forth on what I just showed you, that it shows the outline of the face and the half mask and all that, and then just send it off to him. D says, if Kayla is related to Annie, and yet we're still looking, y'all. If it is possible his DNA isn't Nancy's because he might have been in her house over the past 50 years. Who knows? Modern Muse, welcome back. Okay, my idea, Tomato. Y'all, yesterday somebody called him Tomas, like Tomas. Now you're saying tomato. Tomato hit Nancy on the porch. Neighbor next door saw this. Tomato took Nancy in home, put her in bed to look asleep. Neighbor on ring cam goes to Rob. I'm sorry, Modern, I can't read that. It's too jumbled up. CODIS only has 23M in database, and supposedly we just had a 30 to 40M let into our... Okay, I'm not even going to get into that. Not giving much hope to random gloves found 2 miles away. Yeah, they didn't even check out. Renee just saw it and she said, mic drop. All right, you want to do it more time? And then we're going to get on. Y'all, I'm going to close. After what this guy says, it's going to be a mic drop. Mama D wants you to know. I'm going to show you the transition, and then we're going to jump over on that little tidbit that I told you left me gobsmacked, where this comedian that is very well informed drops his theory in a nutshell in like 2 minutes flat, and it left me absolutely gobsmacked. We're just going to cut to the outro right there. So before I head over to transition this, I just want to let all of my lovely people know Mama D needs a night to recharge. Like, I can't do any readings. My energy's too low. I need a nap. I worked so hard last night. I didn't get ready for my deck party. It's been so busy, and I'm so into the Nancy Guthrie case. She's 84 years old. I want her to be found okay. All right? So anyway, couldn't sleep. So I am postponing our deck party. We might do it later this week if I can get a little bit caught up on my sleep and get back on track. Maybe if I go to bed early tonight, I can get up early and get back on it. So if you would like to support the channel and you love beautiful things, whether you're a rock hound like me or you want, let me grab my lotion. I went ahead, broke down and bought myself a new bottle. Yes, it's my store, but I still want to buy it so that I don't want to explain. Okay, so peppermint lavender. This is our Jersey Girls lotion. Jersey Girls is raw cow's milk, absolutely all organic. Everything about it is fully organic, natural, some amazing lush lotion. As well as we have our raw goat milk soap. You've got to try that. It is Jennyville got some. I sent her a sample, and a lot of my people get samples. Jennyville got some, and she messaged me privately to tell me that it's incredible and amazing. So that helps out. Well, Elizabeth, thank you, lovely, for that huge order. Thank you. That helps me out, and it pays my bills because I do not rely on YouTube. You never know when we're going to get a really low month and there's not much going on and I don't make much. So this is how I pay my bills, is selling beautiful items to you. Be sure and check out 1111dex.com. Self-sponsoring. With that being said, I'm going to jump over. We're going to do the walkie-walkie, and I'm going to show you the two, like I said, things. It sells itself, right? There's just, let me get it going here. Nothing more to say. We start off, right? I lined up the eyes. Those are the mask's green dot. So I put the green dot on the mask's face, and then I took the picture of Luke Daly, and I worked really hard, and I put his face on here so that the eyes were exactly aligned with the eyes of the masked person. Now, Luke's head is slightly turned. You have to give me that. But watch the walk. I'm going slow for you. Right there, I've got both. And now we're going full-blown mask. So, what Changes not much at all. Look at the walk. Mask on. And in my humble opinion, unmasked. One more time, y'all, for the let me show you, let me show you. We go from the mask guy. Let's peel the mask off. Layer by layer by layer and layer and boom. And then let me show you this. Don't forget, I'm just about to show you that comedian guy that drops that gobsmack theory on me. I'll just say that. Now, I have traced, again, for those of you just joining in the live, I have traced the mask outline so that I would know the actual molded, like casting the shape of the mask person. So it's great that he wore a mask in a sense because it gives me the shape of the face. So I was like, all right, let's take the mask away now and leave the outline of the mask and see if it fits this dude's head. Now remember, I'm just going with the face. I don't care about the ear and back here on the side of the man's head. I just want his face. Is that not crazy? Boom. Holy crap, girlfriend, says Susan Mills. Seriously. That's what I have for you. All right. Get ready. I'm going to drop the bombshell. And then I'm going to disappear you. I'm going to disappear. I love you. I love you to the moon and back. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the support of the channel. We are growing every day, and we are giving a voice back to those that don't have a voice to share their story. And we also give you a voice, and we value you, each and every one of you. So I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. And you never know, I might come on and do some live streaming over on Crime Story Mama with our Starlight World, playing a little Minecraft or something, just to chill. If I get some sleep. All right, here we go.
Let's bring in comic Alex Stein. Alex, what do you make of that explanation from Hillary Clinton?
Well, Hillary Clinton is a psychopath. I mean, she has the ability to lie better than any Hollywood actress. You know what the weirdest thing is with this Savannah Guthrie kidnapping, you know, Savannah's husband, Michael Feldman, actually worked in the Clinton administration in the 90s. And then he ran a group called I think it was called I wrote it down, Glover Park Group. That was actually a public affairs consultant where he worked with the Clintons and basically got all their dirt off the internet. So there is a weird connection where this guy was basically like a Clinton cleaner, and then now his mother-in-law gets kidnapped right when the Epstein files come out. It's almost like, I'm just speculating this, the kidnapping could be somebody sending a message to Savannah Guthrie not to get involved because she's one of the few mainstream media journalists that actually interviewed one of Epstein's victims. So I don't know, with all of the weird mystery surrounding Nancy Guthrie's kidnapping.
That is a wild conspiracy theory, even for you, Alex. But I do know you do love your conspiracy theory.
There's more. Look what's been going on in the Epstein files at the exact timing of Nancy Guthrie disappearing.
So you're the perfect man to ask this question. There are millions online on social media at the moment who are speculating about Ghislaine Maxwell's newly released video. There are many who are saying this is an imposter, that she looks markedly different. Her nose in particular, they say, is different. It's been the subject of much analysis. Surely you don't subscribe to that sort of wild conspiracy theory.
Well, Rita, of course I do. First of all, you're big on social media. You've seen those videos. Well, I'm saying you've seen those videos where they can buy a mask and it looks like Walter White from Breaking Bad. So I wouldn't be surprised. And then you saw the Daily Mail article that said that they had to use a fake body double and they got rid of Jeffrey Epstein's body. They admitted that. Why do they need to use a body double? So some funny business is going on. Trust me.
All right. I love you. Thank you for your support. Please say a prayer for Nancy. Guthrie. And with that, I will see you again bright and squirrely tomorrow, where we can hang out again and discuss what all gets exposed, because the truth always wins.
The dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my enemies will think they won, but I am here to stay. Destiny will overcome, no, I am not afraid. Like a phoenix in the night, my soul will rise from the dark.